Well, hello, dear diary. I'm Cheyenne, and it's 18th of May, 2022, and it's 23:51 p.m. Yeah, it's 11 p.m. We're about to go into 19th of May pretty soon in 9 minutes, and I think we'll do that while I'm talking. It'll be over 9 minutes, I think. Today, I woke up. I went to hospital. I woke up in the morning about 9. I was just struggling in bed to wake up about 45 minutes, I think. I had alarms, and the alarms were constantly ringing for 15 minutes, and I just couldn't get out of bed, basically. Um, I'll talk about sleep in a while after I talk about why I was at a hospital. So, in case you don't know, my joints hurt, and I talked about it before in the other podcast that I never made any more effort on that after I had the idea of this diary podcast. So my joints hurt. About a few months ago, I started working out. I started trying to do some sports after a long time. So basically, before that, it was UEE, University Entrance Examination, and after UEE, or during UEE, we had COVID quarantine. So for a long time, I was at home, and I didn't really do a lot of sports at home. And now I remember I especially didn't do anything because of slavery. I wanted to get my bones weak so that I could test my bones and tell them that my bones are weak and I can't be a slave. But that didn't work out. So, I didn't work out for a long time. And after that, a few months ago, I tried starting to run a little bit. And by just slowly running, I hurt my knee pretty bad. And I couldn't just walk for a few months. About probably 1 or 2 months. Until my knee got better and I started using it properly again. Then again, I challenged myself to every time I don't use my willpower, every time I procrastinate, I had to do one push-up. And then it went from one push-up to 2, 3, 4 push-ups, but basically I did 10 every time. Well, not every single time, but I did a lot of push-ups. At the end of the day, I was really tired for doing push-ups. One reason could be that I procrastinate a lot during the day. So, I got to a point that my collarbone, I think you call it collarbone, whatever. I'm not trying to describe it. My collarbone started to hurt, and I think also my shoulder. I'm not sure. But it hurt to a point that I can't keep doing push-ups. So I stop. And I give it, I don't know, a month. I don't think it took a month. A few weeks probably I gave it. So it gets better again. And then I go to water polo practices. And that's where I realize how fucked up I am, because all of my base joints, all of my bigger, more important joints start to hurt. My shoulders, my elbows, my wrists, hips, knees, ankles, fucked up. Really. Like, I could not go to sleep every night because I was in pain. To this day, I don't think I can run properly. I can't, basically, every time I try to run, it's a pain, but I don't think I can even try to sprint. Like, it gets so painful. And we do run every time almost before water polo practice, so it's painful. And during the practice, I usually don't feel that hurt. Like, I'm pretty much warmed up and I don't feel it. And after it starts to, like, the pain starts to come up, a random person on Discord told me to stretch out after it. I did know about it before. I knew that you need to cool off your body after exercise, but I just didn't do it for some reason. But when that person told me, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. And that seemed to, like, I did it twice. Like, after he told me that, I went to water polo practice twice, and I did it both times, and it seemed to work. I also got some vitamin C pills. I don't know if that's also working. I'm in less pain now. But also this morning I went to a doctor and told him what happened, and he told me to get a blood test, and it'll be like in a week and some days, let's say. It'll be not next Saturday, but the Saturday after that. So I'll be giving that test, and we'll see what's wrong with me. And that was that in the hospital. Also, while going to, in the hospital, I see a guy picking up trash, and it's his job. It's not just a guy, a random guy, to pick up trash. You could tell that it's his job. And I don't know what you call those people in English. I'm sorry. But while coming out, I see him again, and I gave him a wish, like, it's a local thing in here. There's no a similar thing. I think there isn't a similar thing like this in English. So basically, you give a person who's working a wish that they won't be tired. And it kind of works. Like, when you give them, it's an act of kindness, and they will feel that you care about them, and they will feel less tired. So I gave him that wish. It's a pretty common thing, but not a lot of people do that. And he was very grateful. He said also to you, and like, he told me a bunch of things. He gave me a sentence in return, and he seemed happy, and I felt really good about that, but I couldn't follow up. And like, it wasn't perfect. I couldn't follow up. I should have just said something after that. I don't know. I was too shy, or I wasn't ready to answer. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of regret it, but it also was really sweet, and I like that I did that. Like, there's another reality that I didn't do that. I'm not about to argue about other realities, but like, if there was another reality that I wouldn't do that, it would be worse. So I did a good thing. I shouldn't judge myself for not following up and ruin the whole thing. It was pretty nice. I did a nice thing today. So that's about it about the hospital. I came home, After that, I feel really, really shitty. My joints are killing me at this point. It's not because they hurt really much. It's because I'm sleepy at this point. And a little pain feels a lot at that state of mind for me. So I go to sleep and I wake up in the afternoon, and my sleep schedule is so fucked. So I woke up at 9 today, and that was so far in the morning for me. And when I came home, I instantly feel the need to go to sleep again. My sleep schedule is so fucked, I cannot control it right now. Wait a second. Was about to throw up. I tried, like, I don't know, 3 nights, 5 nights to sleep at 12 a.m. And I went to bed and just, like, roll around in bed until 5. And that's so painful. Like, like, not doing anything and just trying my hardest to not move and go to sleep for 5 hours every single night. That's not easy for me. That's a lot of brain pressure for me. So it didn't work out. I was like, fuck this. It's not working, so why would I even bother? So, yeah. Next night, I'm probably up until I just fucking drop dead. I want to point out there was a point earlier that I talked like this, and it was because I heard something outside of the room and felt scared. Now, this is really silly though. Like, my future self is probably gonna at some point listen to one of these and be like, you were really scared of the noises of your parents outside of your room. Well, I am. I'm so scared. Well, not so scared, they're not gonna kill me, but, like, I'm scared. I talked about why before, but basically it's the feeling that says they're gonna come in and they're gonna ask me what I'm doing with my life, and I have no answer. Wow, that's so fucking deep. That's scary. I probably should write it down, but, well, I really don't wanna. Well, you know what? I can pause it. I paused it, but I didn't feel like writing it down. So, I usually am up until very late, and then I fall asleep, and I'm sleeping until really late in the next day after 12 p.m. and, well, probably even after 2 p.m. And then I wake up, the same thing happens. A lot of the times it happens that I go over, like, all the way through the day. I'm all the way up through the night, and I try my best and I don't fall asleep the next day, and then I will sleep early in the next night, and I can keep it for a couple nights, sleeping early, and then again I fall into habit of sleeping late in the night. My sleeping habits are so fucked. I could try and fix it. I've done it before. I can do it again. I have the information right in my OneNote. What do you say? Digital notebook. I have the information how to control your sleep. Not many people have that information that I have. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the research that I did on sleep. And it works. Every time I tried it, it worked. But currently, I'm really trying to put all my willpower into my meditation habit and make it a real strong habit. And after that, I'll probably work on my sleep. We'll see how it goes. Now, I mean, sleep is a tricky thing. It's so effective on how productive you are. But like in here with my parents and all of that, they don't let me control my life. They don't let me have enough sleep as I want to. They don't let me do things my way. If they want me to go out at some night after the time that I should be sleeping, they would do it. I don't have a choice. So yeah, that's about it. That's about as sad as it gets about freedom. So yeah, sleep, fucked. Will I fix it? I don't know. Now, every time I said how far I am in the addiction thing, and as far as my papers on the wall say, I'm at day 32 right now. And yeah, I'm at day 32 off of YouTube. And day 22 off of, or 23 off of Armchair Expert. Now, speaking about Armchair Expert, I was just thinking and daydreaming about Armchair Expert and about Dax Shepard. I kind of miss it. I miss it. I miss it a lot, I think. Wow. The Shepard household. The shuffle. I didn't mean to move that and make noise, sorry. I probably did that before too, huh? Wow, let me do it again. Okay. Now, the thing about, well, before I say that, I was daydreaming about speaking to Dax Shepard and about Armchair Expert in general. But the thing about Dax Shepard is not that kind of celebrity thing. For example, when I think about, well, there are very few celebrities exist in my life. I don't watch shows anymore because of my addiction. I don't watch movies. I don't watch YouTube. I don't listen to podcasts. Basically, I'm addicted to all of that. So, because of that, I'm trying to come clean and to not do that. And even before that, I wasn't really into the whole game of celebrity things, to care about celebrities all that much, because to me they are just people. Like actors are people. They are people, and their job makes them famous. Doesn't mean that they're better than everybody else. Okay, it's their job that makes them famous. Do they deserve to be let's say I can't find a word for it, but like, they're better at acting. Of course they're better than me at acting. I can't act as good as they can, but like, are they better at living life? Are they better at their relationships? Why do we follow them so much? Well, by we, I mean, why do people follow them so much? I don't get that. I don't know. Well, I do get that. It's because of basically dopamine. But, well, happiness, let's say. But, like, to me, it's pretty obvious that they're human. And listening to Armchair Expert, even more so, it's obvious to me. Even more humanized they are to me now. And I don't find a good reason to follow everything that happens with celebrities. I don't give a shit. But there are few people that I care about among celebrities. Dax Shepard is one of them. Ellen DeGeneres is one of them. Ellen, basically, I really like her because she spreads love, basically because of love. Love used to be my calling, let's say. I don't care as much right now. My life is a mess these days. Not that it was better before, but I used to have a calling. I don't feel the sense of calling anymore, and that calling was love. And Ellen was a symbol of love, as far as I understand, let's say. Now, Ellen, because of all the good things she did, she made me very happy, like watching her show, watching some of the other things that she did, I think. I don't know if I watched a lot of other things that she did, but some interviews, some other things, yeah, I did watch. But basically her show, and there was one thing I didn't like about it, and it was scaring people. I didn't like that part. I don't know what's good with scaring people, but anyways, as a whole, I really liked Ellen. I talked about Ellen before, didn't I, on this podcast? Anyways, but liking Ellen is the kind that is associated with dopamine and happiness. She makes me feel happy because of the things that I believe in or used to believe in. But Dax Shepard is not like that to me. I mean, he's funny. He makes funny jokes, and that's happiness, basically. But the closeness that I feel to Dax Shepard, it feels like I feel like I have a lot in common with him, his personality, and I feel that kind of sameness, let's say, like I feel like I have a lot of him in me, or like he has a lot of me in him, and our personalities are really alike, let's say. So that's why it feels like listening to a brother, you know. I don't know why I said that, but it feels like listening to me. What would happen if I was born in America a lot before that I was born? He's older than me, basically. That kind of feeling. I don't know how to describe it, as you clearly see struggling so hard to describe this feeling, but it feels like another me, an older me, a more wise version of me. And that's a unique feeling that I get from Dax Shepard, and that makes him special among all other ones. Well, there are other celebrities that I care about, like Gab Smolders. I talked about it before. I don't know if it was on podcast or not. I talked a lot about her. I don't know if it was on podcast or not. I can't remember. And whatever. She's another celebrity that I care about. But I don't get that sense of Dax Shepard from her. Like, every person for a different reason. Whatever. Next topic. Moving on. Oh, this one's interesting. I have one more day with my ex-boyfriend. And he has not, well, I don't think he will ever be able to convince me to become a Muslim. And he wasn't successful so far. He has another day to try. And basically, I gave him 2 weeks. It's not a perfect thing, but he could try harder. Like, I wouldn't, like, it's not a lie. He could try harder. He could write day and night. Okay? He didn't do that. I mean, I'm not expecting him to do that, but I gave him 2 weeks, and what I'm saying is he didn't use all of it. Okay? And knowing that he didn't use all of it, I would also say that our conversation did not come to a conclusion. If he would use all of it, maybe it would come to a conclusion, but the reason I gave him 2 weeks is because I suspect that this conversation is not going to come to a conclusion at all. Because we have tried it several times before and no one convinced the other person in any of those times. We've tried to talk about this before a lot of times. And for example, last time he ended it on, "I hate you." And I know he loves me. That's why he comes back every time. But I should talk about when he broke my heart, basically. But you don't know that. I mean, you don't have that reference. I can't reference that and give you the example of what happened. So, I have one more day with him. Maybe I'll return and tell you about everything that happened between the two of us later on. Basically, every time I do that, I end up crying. But anyways, I'm today and the previous days, I'm still looking for my calling. I was watching TED Talks about calling, and what was the last TED Talk I listened to? Yeah, the guy said that there are 3 parts that all the people that know their calling have in common. One of them was my values, one of them was my experiences, the other one was knowing myself, I think. I don't know. I don't remember that. I don't remember the that other part of his speech. Anyways, I was about to watch it again and write it down to be able to review it again. Now, that's what I was doing. Also, yesterday I went to water polo practice and came back. I think it wasn't that hard. Yeah, we played on one goal. There was one goal in the water, the other one's broken. Our coach just had a really strong shoot, like a backhand, and just broke the the metal goal, and like with a ball. Yeah, and yesterday we were playing on one goal because the other one was broken. And he gave me a compliment, and I like that. He told me that I was good as a defender. So, another concern of mine that I wanted to talk about is, should I make a physical diary instead of this? This is pretty good. Like yesterday, more than today, I felt really good talking things out. that like I talk whatever I feel, I let it out from inside. And it felt good. I feel like if I write down things, it won't be as much as a good feeling. I didn't feel like that today, talking like this past 30 minutes. I didn't feel like that today, mostly. But I think writing down feels even more or less than just talking. But writing down has the advantage of like you're able to just open the notebook and just see what you did. But in this, you can't just open the notebook and see what you did because it's like 30-minute audios. You know what I'm saying? It's not just there. It's it's it, God, it's through time. It's like probably 200 hours of talk. You know, you can't just go somewhere and listen. And like you can go somewhere and listen, but you can't just jump in somewhere and read that specific part. It doesn't have that advantage. So, I think I talked about everything that I wanted. Yeah. Very fast, let's say. Let's see how I'm feeling. We have 4 minutes. I gotta be really, really fast. And this is making me feel bad. I don't feel joy. Maybe a little bit. I don't feel angry. I feel depressed a little bit. I feel sad a little bit. Just disappointed, I think. No, more like depressed. Um, I, I, I am a little bit afraid of the future. I don't trust anything. I don't feel trust. And yeah. I'm looking at all other feelings. I don't feel regret as much. Maybe a little bit. Doesn't matter. Okay, that's all. I really wish I have more time to think about my feelings and talk more about it. And how do I rate today? I woke up, go to the hospital. That was something. I did listen to one TED Talk. I'll rate it a 3.5 out of, yeah. No, I'll rate it a 4. 4.5 out of 10. And that's it. I wish you great rest of your day, next day, and next week. I won't wish you a good month. That's all I can give you. A week. I wish you a lot of happiness and whatever you're trying to achieve. And with that being said, podcast out. Well, I wouldn't say goodbye, but I usually say later. Podcast out.